Almost. All righty. Let me just get the camera on me here. Zoom. All right. Leonardo, you there? All right. So you remember the very first thing we do? Very first thing we do is a curtsy bow. Are you ready? Attention. And it's curtsy bow. All right, good. Now I want you to stand like this. Look at me right here. Stand like this, hands behind your back. Good. And look straight at me, right here. Look straight at me. All right, I want to share something here. This is our student creed. All right. I'm going to read this. You guys just listen. Hey, Connor.
Hi.
All right, you guys ready? So I'm going to read the student creed of honor, okay? I want you to listen attentively. Okay, Connor? Let's maybe not eat food right now, not for class, okay? Can you put the food aside? All right. Okay, number 1, I shall honor my parents and teachers and conduct myself according to their example and the respect that I feel for them. Student creed number 2 says, I will always put forth my best effort and build my character through the pursuit of self-discipline, self-control, patience, humility, and good health. Number 3 says, I shall honor the code of righteousness and use my skills for good and to never be abusive or offensive to others. And the last student creed says, I shall honor my classmates in my determination to excel and to see them excel as well. All right, so there's a lot there, and we're going to be going over this each and every class. And usually I'll talk about one thing on this, and it might be something different every time. For example, does anybody see the word patience? Does anybody see the word patience? Leonardo, can you see the word patience? It starts with a P, like pony, or pajamas, or paper. Do you see the patience? Here, I'll show you where it is. Let me see. Can I draw a line? How about here? There, see where that blue arrow is? Can you see that? Patience. So patience means to wait, to not be in a hurry. Patience. So when might we use patience? Anybody have any ideas on when we might need to be patient? How about when during your birthday? Have you ever had a nice birthday cake for your birthday? Sure, we've all had cakes for our birthday. Well, what happens if there's a big special birthday thing and you haven't had dinner yet, but you see a cake sitting on the table? Would you go and eat the cake before dinner? Would you do that? Would you eat the cake before dinner? No. Leonardo, would you eat the cake before dinner? No, you'd have to have patience. You'd have to wait.
Until you can have it.
That's right. What about going to a swimming pool? Have you guys ever been to a swimming pool? Leonardo, have you ever been to a swimming pool? Well, I have. And the lifeguards always say, don't run, stop running, walk, don't run. Don't they? Have you ever heard that before? They say, walk, don't run. Well, you have to have patience going where you're going. You can't be running around a swimming pool. Patience. All right? Patience is really important. You guys need to have patience even right now while I'm talking. All right, so we're going to do our warm-ups now. So get ready to start moving. Can you see me? Can you guys see my screen? All right, so Connor, you missed our courtesy bow, but that's all right. All right, let's start warming up. Everybody start running. Can he move? Can he run, Connor? Keep running. Keep running. All right, turn to the right. Turn to the left. Turn to the front. Shoot. Sprawl. Turtle. Everybody stand up. Let's go. Run, run, run. Turn to the right. Turn to the left. Turn to the front. Do a shoot. Do a buck. Do a sprawl. And be a turtle. Stand up. Let's do it again. One more time. Ready? Run, run, run. Turn to the right. Turn to the left. Turn to the front. Shoot. Buck. Sprawl. Turtle. Stand up. Good job. All right. Next up, we're going to do the duck walking. Take a look at me. Ready? This is called duck walking. Remember, a duck goes quack, quack. Ready? So I do this. I go down, up, down, up. I'll turn. Down, up, down, up. I'll turn. Down, up, down, up. I'll turn. Down, up, down, up. Let me see you guys do it. Let me see you guys do duck walking. Connor, let me see you. Let me see you. Oh, that's good, Connor. That's good. Nice. Leonardo, can I see your duck walking? Good. Down, up, down, up. One more time, Leonardo. Down, up. All righty, you guys did a great job. All right, next one. Let's do our 3, 2, 1, hit it. Okay? So it looks like this. 3, 2, 1, hit it. All right, let's do it again. Ready? 3, 2, 1, hit it. Again, 3, 2, 1, hit it. And one more time. Let me see you guys. Let me see you guys. 3, 2, 1, hit it. Nice. Let's do a couple more since Aiden is here. Hey, Aiden. Ready? 3, 2, 1, hit it. Good job, Connor. Hey, Connor, show everybody what you're doing. One more time, and don't hit too hard, Connor. 3, 2, 1, hit it. All right. Hey, everybody, that was really good. That's as good as it can be done. Good job, Connor. All right. Okay, so watch what I'm going to do now, okay? This is called stand to base. And Leonardo, you know already how to do this. All right? But the other kids don't. So what you do,
Can you do that?
everybody get your butterfly flying. That's it.
Good
Now
job.
what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my hands over one of my wings.
Hands over one of the legs.
And I'm going to stand up like this. All right, get ready. Butterfly. Start flying. Put your hands over your wing. Keep your eyes on me and see if you can stand up. Nice. Let's do it again. Flap your wings. Come on, Aiden. Flap your wings. Put your hands over your wing. Eyes on me. Stand up. Good. All right, a couple more times. Ready? Flap your wings. Hands over your wing. Stand up. All right, I want to see you guys do it. All right, let's look at Leonardo first, because Leonardo, you learned this in my Kung Fu class. Show me, show me how you can do it. Let me see. Hands over your wing. Stand up. Yay. Hey, Connor, your turn. Let me see you do your butterfly. Hands over your wing. Stand up. All right. Aiden. Let me see you do a butterfly. Hands over your wing. And stand up. All righty. Well, I'll tell you what. We're going to need more practice at that. And Mom and Dad, hey, just so you guys know, all right, Mom and Dad can go to our website and watch that and practice that a little bit more, okay? So next, I want to go over, well, Aiden, you missed that, the student creed. I want to go over the history of jiu-jitsu. Can you guys see my screen? What does it look like to you? What's it say? Does the screen say an introduction to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu?
Sensei.
Does it say that? Does it say that? Can you see that? Or does it have a picture of a bunch of kids?
It says an introduction to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Good. That's what I wanted to know. Okay. All right. So what I want you guys to do is watch this video with me. Okay. You guys ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Because this video is going to have a little bit to do.
Got a movie to watch.
All right. Now hold on, guys. I'm gonna mute you guys for this video. Okay. See if I can do that. All right. Get ready. And we're going to watch.
So as a young boy, my grandfather learned Japanese jiu-jitsu from his older brothers, who in turn learned it from a Japanese man in the early 1900s. The challenge was my grandfather was very frail. As a young boy, doctors restricted him from involving himself in any type of physical activity because he would run up a flight of stairs and pass out from exhaustion. They didn't know what it was. They just knew that he really couldn't participate in anything strenuous. When my grandfather learned these techniques as a young boy, the challenge was he wasn't as effective as his older brothers because he didn't have the physical attributes that were required to make these techniques effective. Out of necessity, my grandfather began modifying the techniques, reducing the amount of strength, power, and explosiveness necessary to make them work, and he began incorporating more leverage, timing, energy efficiency, and technique ultimately. These modifications gave birth to what is now known as Gracie or Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Quickly, my grandfather became so proficient at his modified version of the art that he surpassed his brothers in effectiveness. And at that point, he began engaging in challenge fights, Gracie challenge matches in Brazil in the 1930s and 40s and 50s. And it was amazing because his whole goal was to fight as many martial artists of other disciplines as he could to prove the effectiveness of his style in real combat. His thought was, if he's a small, weak, unathletic guy, and he's able to defeat giants up to twice his size, then regular people who saw him, effectively utilize these techniques would want to learn self-defense, because if he could do it, so could they. And his strategy worked. Soon he became, very popular in Brazil, and everyone from politicians to, presidents to businessmen and everyday men and women were learning jiu-jitsu from Grandmaster Eddie Gracie. So my father was born into this jiu-jitsu fighting family in the 1950s. And from the first day, from as early as he could walk, he was learning jiu-jitsu. Eventually, he got his black belt and graduated from law school in Brazil. And at that point, he realized that even though jiu-jitsu had become very popular in Brazil, it needed to be shared with the world. And he knew that if he could come to America and establish Gracie Jiu-Jitsu in America, that eventually the rest of the world would catch on and jiu-jitsu would ultimately reach as many people as possible. So he went for it. He left in 1978, came to America with nothing but a black belt and a dream to share our family's techniques with the rest of the world, got established here in Southern California, and couldn't find an academy to teach at because everyone was still in Bruce Lee mode. They were all about the prettiest punches and kicks, and really no one had the respect for what our jiu-jitsu represented and the close quarters, grappling, submission style of fighting that we had. So he couldn't find a place to teach at. So he had no choice but to open up in his garage here in Hermosa Beach, California. And he began teaching classes to everyone he met in his two-car garage. Every student he met, he invited for a free class. And if that student told a friend, they would get another free class, and their friend would get another free class. So if a student told 5 friends, the guy would get 5 free classes, and each student would get their free class of their own. Little by little, the word spread, and it got to the point where he had 130 students training with him every week in the garage here in Southern California.
All righty. So, can you guys unmute? Can you guys hear me now?
Mm-hmm.
All righty, good. So I'll play the other half of that video next time we get together, okay? But what I want to talk about is, or I want to ask is, do you remember what country Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu came from?
What country?
What country did Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu come from?
America.
Brazil.
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
What
Nope.
country?
If it's not, there's a place it's called Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
That's right. Brazil. It came from Brazil. All right. So I want to show you guys real quickly. I didn't actually plan on this, but I'm going to show you real quick. Brazil. All right. Let me see here. How about this? Is this going to work? All right. Can you guys see the map? Can you see the map?
Yeah.
All right. What's this up here?
Yes, sir.
That's the United States. And we live probably right around there. Okay. And Brazil is all the way down here in South America. This is South America. And look how big Brazil is. Would you say that's a big country?
Mm-hmm.
It is a big country. It's almost as big as the United States, but not quite. Okay. Not quite. So Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu came from this country right here back in the 30s, 40s, and the 50s. And you were learning a little bit about the Gracies. And we'll do more of that next time. But the next thing I want to show you is the flag to Brazil, because this has to do with your homework, okay? So let's see here. Where is my flag? Where's my flag? Maybe my flag is right here. Is it here? Oh, there it is. All right. Can you guys see that? All right. So I want you guys to look up the Brazilian flag, this is what it is. And I want you to draw a picture of it in your notebook or on a piece of paper. And I want mom or dad or grandma or whoever's taking care of you to take a picture of it and put it into the Facebook group page. Okay. So that flag looks a lot different than the flag of the United States of America, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And do you know what the flag of the United States of America looks like? We have to make sure we show you that. All right. Does that look familiar?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that is our flag. That's the United States of American flag. And the flag that I showed you earlier was the Brazilian flag. So, you know what? If you want for extra credit to draw both flags, I want you to draw both flags. Put that in for your homework, okay? So last time I looked, only one student did their homework, and that was Aiden. Okay, Aiden, all right, did his homework. And I'd like to see more of you do your homework, okay? Okay, can you guys say yes, sir?
Yes, sir.
Remember, we talked about that last time, right? Showing respect. Yes, sir, and no, sir, and yes, ma'am, and no, ma'am. In fact, I'd like you to practice that with mom today. When mom says, clean up your room, or mom says, close the door, or mom says, don't play with the dog, you can say, yes, ma'am. Let me hear it. Let me hear you guys say, yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Practice that. Practice, practice, practice. I want to hear stories. I want dad coming to me and saying, Mr. Gary, my son is saying, yes, sir, and yes, ma'am. And oh my gosh, what are you doing on that Zoom chat that you have with my kids? My kid is really amazing with the yes, sir, and the no, sirs, and the yes, ma'ams, and the no, ma'am. So help me out. Help yourselves out. Practice that. Give me one more. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. That's it for today. What's the last thing that we do for class? Do you guys remember?
Down.
Who said that? Connor said that? Good
Bye.
job, Connor. All right. Hey, so we're going to do the courtesy bow. So show me. Oh, there's a good attention stance.
Get up.
Aiden, where'd you go, Aiden? Aiden, let me see your attention stance.
Attention.
Hands by your sides. Oh, there you go. Good. Leonardo, let me see. Oh, look at Leonardo. Good attention stance. All right. I'm going to go do mine, and then we're going to courtesy bow out and do your homework, you guys. Draw
Can
those
we?
All right. And I'm going to stick around for a few minutes if any moms have some questions, okay? So
Yes.
let's do a courtesy bow.
Courtesy bow. He didn't see you. Stay back there. Stay back there.
And show.
Ready?
Courtesy bow.
Bow.
All righty. Good job,
Bow.
you guys.
Namaste.
All right. Any moms out there that have some questions about things?
Well, I just want to find out if you could go over the creed. I had trouble logging on. His iPad's a little older than mine, and we left mine home by mistake. So I couldn't get logged on. I'm trying. I'm working on it. So I was just like, okay, what?
No problem. Let me show you a resource
Okay.
that is really useful here. And let me just get to this. Let me see. Google Chrome. Can you see my page now?
Yes.
It's hard.
All right. Let's see here. La 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 la. Not that. This, I think, is what I'm looking for. Okay. All right. Does this look familiar at all?
So right now, what I'm still seeing is actually the screen from the flags.
All right. Let's try it again.
Okay.
Google Chrome. Share. How about now?
Yes, I see it. All right. So apparently, I have done something really wrong. Your personal online training portal. I must have skipped a part here. So I'm supposed to register for something else. Okay.
Yep. So I'll get to it. Give me a second here. I just got to log in right here. Okay. So you should have been sent some login credentials for this.
I'm sure it was. All right. So
if not, I'm going to give them to you now. Okay. You ready?
all right. So do I just go to your website?
No, ma'am. So do you know how to access chat in me see, can I do chat while I'm in a screen share? Maybe I can't do it when I'm in a screen share. I have to get out of screen share for a second. All right.
Okay.
And I'm going to put something into the chat. And tell me if you see this up here. Did you see that link up here into the chat?
Okay, hold on.
And Connor, if your mom doesn't know about this either, this is important.
Okay.
So if you go into the chat, I just posted a link that says https Baltimore martial arts offers.com, and it's got a bunch of stuff after that.
Okay.
I'm going to it now.
So once you go there, you just put in your name, you put in your email, you put in any password you want. And what will happen is it will give you access to something that looks like that. All right.
Okay.
And once you get here,
Mm-hmm.
there is a world of information. And
Mhm.
what probably of most use for us is down here, this one that says 42-day Kids Warriors Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu 6-week introductory course. And if I click that, there is an introduction page. And the introduction page talks about, well, it talks about a lot of things, okay? It gives an introduction to what we're doing here. But then I forgot, was it Connor, Mrs. Bailey? Was it?
Yeah.
Okay, so right here where it says student creed, oh boy, you know what? I need to fix that. I need to fix that. That's wrong. That shouldn't be there. This,
Let me get back over to it.
all right, but that's all right. I have another way to get that creed for you.
Okay.
So so after we're finished talking, I'll make sure that this is up on that page. For some reason, it's not. I don't know why. But this is the creed, and it should be accessible 24/7. And this would be a wonderful thing to go over with Aiden, in spare time.
Yes.
And I know you guys were a little late getting on, and it wasn't your fault. It was just, logging in issues and stuff like that. But every single lesson, we go over this student creed. We go over it sentence by sentence, and then I'll talk about certain things, like maybe like for instance, today I talked about patience.
Mm-hmm.
We spent some time on patience. And this will be for every class, not just online. This is actually classes here too at the school, at the academy.
Mm-hmm.
So if you'd like me to go over this now with Aiden, I certainly will. I'll do it again.
Sure. I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
All right.
Ready?
Hey,
Should I
Connor,
go? Yeah.
Connor, are you going to stick around a little longer?
No. Should I go?
You can stay if you want, because you know what? This is good stuff. This is important stuff. You can stay. You don't have to go. But if you want to go, you can go.
Okay. I don't have to go.
You don't?
Mm-mm.
Okay,
Stay
good.
for a little while.
All right. That's a great attitude, Connor. I love that attitude. All right. So this is called our Student Code of Honor. And there's a big, giant poster hanging in my school that looks just like this. And before all of our classes, we go over the Student Code of Honor. All right. Now, number 1 says, I shall honor my parents and teachers and conduct myself according to their example and the respect I feel for them.
Okay.
So there's a lot in that first sentence, you guys. Okay. I shall honor my parents. I shall respect my parents. I shall listen to my parents. It would be nice if you guys said, yes, ma'am,
Mm-hmm.
when your parents address you. And you know what? If they say, hey, don't say yes, ma'am, well, then don't say it. But if they don't correct you, well, then you keep on saying it. All right. I don't know anybody that says, don't call me sir. All right. Like, you guys always be respectful everywhere you go. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. Manners are important.
And it's also important too that parents conduct themselves in a respectful and a good way, and that we be role models for them, and we ask our kids to do as we do, you know? And of course, we know as parents, we make mistakes, you know, everybody makes mistakes, but the creed does say, hey, kids, do as I do, okay? And it kind of keeps us in check too, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So number 2, I will always put forth my best effort and build my character through the pursuit of self-discipline, self-control, patience, humility, and good health. All right. There's a lot here, you guys. I will always put forth my best effort. We're not always going to win, you guys. We're not always going to come in first. We're not
No,
always,
you don't. If you want to have fun, that's okay. It's always fun.
yeah, we're not always going to get what we want. But what's important is that we at least do our best, try our best.
Yeah.
And this builds character. And there are a lot of words in here too, like self-discipline, self-control, patience, which we talked about earlier today, humility, and good health. And we'll talk more about that next time. Okay. But let's go on to the third sentence. The third sentence says, I shall honor the code of righteousness and use my skills for good, and to never be abusive or offensive to others. So the code of righteousness and words like good mean we try to be good people, right? We don't be mean to people. We don't call people names. We don't be hitting people or picking on people. We use our martial arts skills for good. And you're going to learn things in this class that could hurt other kids. All right. You're going to learn some things that are very powerful, and you need to be responsible and remember to be a good kid, a good person, and don't go out there and be a bully and use these things against other kids like that. How about it? Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
We can't hear you.
Yes, sir.
How about you, Connor?
I already said yes, sir.
Okay, good. All right. The last sentence in the student code of honor says, I shall honor my classmates in my determination to excel and to see them excel as well. So it means that, you know what, we're not going to be jealous. We're not going to, like, you know, feel bad if somebody on our team or somebody in our class does better than us. We're going to be and try to be happy for them. We're going to be supportive of them. We're going to be, you know, a team player. We're going to be a team player and not be selfish, not be jealous and things like that.
We're
Okay.
gonna celebrate when other people do well. We're gonna say yay.
That's right. You know, and when people say yay to us, doesn't that make you feel good?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, let's say yay to them as well. All right.
Yay.
Say yay to them as well. So, Miss Bailey, I will fix that student creed. I'm sorry, that was a little embarrassing to see that was broken.
So that.
It's okay. I appreciate you staying on and doing this. And Connor, hello. Say hi, Aiden, to Connor.
Hi, Connor. I already know an Aiden friend because I already have an Aiden friend and an Aiden Talker. Those are my two friends at high school.
So now you know Aiden Bailey.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
4.
Well, we're going to get to know each other over these next several weeks, and you guys can do a lot of good by, I would say this, remember one thing.
Everybody knows my name.
Aiden,
Pay attention.
let's try to remember one thing today, okay? At least one thing, because we went over a lot. Let's practice the yes ma'ams.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, let's practice the yes ma'ams. Between now and next Monday, I want to hear a whole bunch of yes ma'ams. I want to hear like stories. I want your mom to email me. I want them to let me know, like, Mr. Gary, keep doing it. They're saying yes, ma'am. And that could be the one thing I want you guys to remember. And of course, don't forget your homework, okay, Connor? Connor, do your homework. Draw the Brazilian flag, and for extra credit, draw the American flag. If you've never seen it or done that before, that would be a good exercise. All right.
Okay. I'll just go tell my mommy if it's okay if I can get a paper and draw out the flags when I get home.
Yeah. Hey, how about you guys give me a smile and I'll take a picture of us smiling. Hey, Aiden, can you smile?
Smile.
Right, Aiden? All right. Hey, thanks a lot, guys. I'll see you Monday. Have a good weekend. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye, Miss Bailey.
Okay.
Bye.